Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So XRP Ripple is just looking very tantalizing at the moment, but there's so much going on behind the scenes that a lot of people are just not seeing. And it really is, for me, what's going on in Japan at the moment. Now, I've been following the crypto drive in Japan since I got involved with crypto and YouTube, so to speak, and the situation that was unfolding for me at the time, what got me very interested, was actually Pokemon NFTs. Now, Nintendo themselves have been going through a lot of work to get licensing to more or less cover all of the bases if they are to launch an NFT project. The legalities behind this are pretty substantial, and Japan do not mess around when it comes to copyright infringement. Pokemon will go after anybody. There is actually a famous case that I'll tell you about just quickly, which is really interesting. I'm from the United Kingdom. We have a guy called Uri Geller. He actually opened a lawsuit against Pokemon in relation to the Pokemon cards Abracadabra and Alakazam. So you can see just how protective they can be over their product. Now, what's currently rolling out with XRP is pretty substantial, and we're looking at this new stable coin because this in itself, right, there's talks, there's whispers, there's mutters, there's people overall are talking about XRP kind of being what keeps this stable coin pegged. And I just think there's so many ways that this could pan out. It's too early to really try to depict the future of how XRP, XRPL, and then this stable asset all ties in together, and how this is going to drive the new stablecoin market. There's a huge market to be had. When Tether are printing countless amounts of coins, you know there's a huge gap in the market if they're able to just willy-nilly mint those coins off. So I think it's going to be a really interesting time for XRP. But the buzz is a lot of the times it's around all of this kind of stable coin stuff, all of that stuff that's going on. Like I was saying at the beginning, Japan's really what's got my attention right now. Over the course of 2023, there were a lot of talks with SBI Holdings, the connection between Japan, SBI, XRP, Ripple, and Brad. And Japan in themselves are doing this in a very, very calculated and strategic way, because they're not going 100% into this to, in essence, right, cause FOMO. Because the last thing that all of these banks want and all of these big players and contenders want is for you to be bearish on XRP. And that is what they're counting on, is that you are going to remain bearish on this for as long as possible, and they'll try to hide all of these different things that are going on. So do understand, this whole thing is just one big political play, right? It's all about who can accumulate the most and who can do it in the quietest manner, not to raise alarm, so to speak. It's a really important point moving forward. So that was an article from 2023. We've been over this before. I'll leave a link to the other video on XRP Japan stuff at the end of this video. Do check that out. Now, moving forward, let's look at this article. So what is the future of cryptocurrencies and virtual coins in Japan? A look at the ever-growing digital currencies. So Japan is at the forefront of a technological advancement, and it's no surprise that the country is embracing cryptocurrencies and virtual coins. The Japanese government recognizes the potential of digital currencies and is taking steps to regulate them. In April 2017, Japan recognized Bitcoin as a legal, I repeat, a legal method of payment, becoming one of the first countries to do so. So the move boosts the growth of cryptocurrencies Japan. Now, XRP is one of the digital currencies gaining popularity in Japan. And guys, I've literally just recently been out there. You have no idea how many places accept it. I mean, I was going to street vendors that accepted BTC, XRP, and Litecoin. They're quite big on Litecoin, but they're very big on XRP out there. If you're seeing a street vendor accepting this, right, and not just one, like every single one that I went to, it really stands to show that there's a lot of evidence that lends credence to this connection of Japan having a huge kind of hard-on, so to speak, for XRP. So Ripple is a real-time international payment system, as we all know. So the currency exchange and money transfer network, Ripple is partners with several Japanese banks, including SBI, Sumshin Net Bank, and Sona Bank. So this is something I haven't covered, and it's a really important point that it is not just SBI. SBI is a very well-known entity. They got a lot of honor and respect and a lot of skin in the game, so to speak, but there's a lot of small time banks getting involved with this. And once again, it pushes the adoption further. It pushes us closer to that point of XRP. As much as people don't think it's going to replace the SWIFT system, it is. It really is. And most people would have you not believe that. It's only those who really kind of understand where this is going, where this is all going to pan out, and what the end result realistically is going to be of this. I think of this as kind of like World War I and World War II, of a new world order forming. You had the Axis and then you had the Allies, right? It's kind of like that with crypto. And I really do think not many coins are going to survive this big wave that's coming, kind of like the dot-com era of Silicon Valley, when the big boom happened and eventually you just had those core products that made it to the finish line. And I really do think crypto is going to end up like that. And what we need to understand is that as much as they've said in Japan, Bitcoin is accepted as legal tender. Get where I'm going with this yet? So XRP in itself is a cryptocurrency. It has legally been determined a cryptocurrency, and it's one on its own. That's it. Just one. It is the only coin to go through that process, have all of the scrutiny, win the case, and get close to winning the case, so to speak. And it's not a security. So this is really important. It sets a precedent for the next wave of smart money that's going to get involved in crypto. And a lot of people don't understand that the XRP system itself is not looking for current cryptocurrency investors. Like, it's not trying to drain another coin. It's not trying to replace another coin. It's not the Polygon killer or the Doge killer. It's just XRP, and it does what it says on the tin. And I think this is really important for everybody to absorb. So let's take a look at some more news articles here. Let's not natter too much on about Japan, as much as I love the place. This adoption thing, it's going to trickle in. Like I was saying at the beginning, right? These kind of banks are going to want to make you remain as bearish as possible. And that is just the political side of things. So experts are saying that not buying XRP at current prices would be a regret. And as much as I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, I definitely agree with this. It's not a degen move. It's a smart move, in my opinion. It's a blue chip play. And it's for many, many years ahead. Like, so many people are expecting XRP to do this huge move. I think it's going to do a huge move back up to that all-time high. But I think past that point, right, it's just going to be slow and steady, kind of wins the race for XRP as more and more banks adopt XRP Ripple and the ledger system. As more people get involved, it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And before you know it, we're at $100 a coin. Everything's going great and it's moving on up and it's not stopping. And that's the kind of energy we're going to be looking for. So this is really, in my opinion, this dip we're currently seeing right now, like I was saying in my previous video, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. There's going to be a lot of hocus pocus, so to speak, as we move up to this halving event. And what we all need to understand and accept is there's probably going to be a couple more dips before this thing kicks off. They may not be big dips, but there'll be dips nonetheless, because there's going to be so many people that have been led into the idea that everything happens once the halving happens. And when that doesn't happen, you're going to kind of get a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event. But what's most important in that situation is for those people that sell, people like BlackRock are just sat there waiting to buy those coins up. And it's a really important point to understand that this is the point where crypto's like a big bull, and you're riding this bull, and the longer you can hold on, the longer you can stay gripped to this thing, the better opportunity you're going to have. But once again, for me, I just swap my USTC. So I stake my LUNC, I get LUNC and USTC in commission. I swap the USTC for XRP and I send it to my ledger. And that is how I dollar cost average into XRP most of the time. If there's decent dips, we drop below 60 cents, we're moving down to that 50 cents range. I'm accumulating anywhere below that. It's a good buying region for me. I believe in XRP from the beginning. Since I've got involved in this, I understand the SWIFT system to the point of knowing that it is a dinosaur in the future and it just doesn't belong there anymore. So as I was looking around, as I was seeing more of these articles, there's just so much stuff out there in relation to XRP and predictions, and people saying $5 not even a good enough estimate. They're talking about $20. I don't think anybody knows really what's going to happen. We could all be wrong. This thing could just shoot up to like $1,000 just because of the amount of inflow it's going to take. And it's not going to be current market cap overall from that total market cap that's coming in. This is going to be fresh inflows. So there is another article floating around about Brad saying how the overall crypto market cap's going to triple this year, and we're going to get up to around that $3 to $6 trillion range market cap. That's going to be insane. Think about where that leaves us as investors, as holders. Now, I've been saying recently, for all of those who are kind of getting a bit fed up, and, you know, I feel like I wake up some days, I'm like, oh, everything's still down. My portfolio's down here. This is down, that's down. What we need to understand is this isn't 2 years ago. This isn't 3 years ago. This is now 10 days before the halving event. And I think it would just be foolish to get upset now and kind of get like deflated. I think we should all be very excited. And I'm not talking excited as in we start playing the pump it up tune, we start going crazy. I think you should be very careful about what you invest in. I think you should do research. I think you should take the time to understand what you're invested in, because in that sense, you're going to be more willing to hold on to something. And it's not just a total degen play, if that makes sense. But anyway, this has been really interesting covering the Japan subject, because as more of these articles come out, we'll keep covering it. And this one has really caught my eye. What I'm going to do is leave a link to this in the description for you guys to come in, have a read and look over it, because some of these other coins are really, really good plays moving forward, in my opinion, for dollar cost averaging into. Like Mona coin is something we should do a video on in itself, and its popularity out there is similar to how Jasmy's looked at. I'm kind of surprised Jasmy's not actually on this list. So as you can see here, as I was mentioning, Litecoin is highly accepted out there, and so is Bitcoin Cash. I think Bitcoin Cash has already done a halving. We should also do a video on that. So much content at the moment, so little time. Guys, if you've enjoyed the video, if you've enjoyed the content, if you've enjoyed hearing me natter on and you want more XRP content, let me know in the comments section. Subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a like on the way out. Hit that notifications bell to stay informed, and it's really going to help you. It's really going to help the channel. Now, one last thing that I want to do is give you guys just one quick brief overview of the current trajectory, and we're still on that sexy trend line that we've been moving on since around June 2022. And this is really important. It's a strong trend line. We've got so many dollar cost average in markers. We've got a load of dollar cost average out, but I'm only paying attention to these DCA in markers at the moment because this is a very long-term play for me. If you're wondering what all of this tomfoolery on the screen is, it's actually our indicator. It's 20% off at the moment if you wanted to get involved in it. Dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out indicators, bullish, bearish, momentum indicators. And if you're just day trading, getting in and out, doing leverage trading, these kind of tools become absolutely priceless. So like I said, 20% off now for life if you get involved now. Prices are going to be going up soon. We've also got links to the Patreon. We are getting very good alpha calls. If you missed VSG, if you're part of our Patreon, you definitely wouldn't have missed that, and you would have got yourself a nice 1,000 to 2,000% gain, depending on when you grabbed it from. But other than that, guys, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.